Welcome to the bold analysis. The audacity of UDA leaders to directly confront William Ruto about the controversial affordable housing project is legendary. And I want to show you a video that has been trending for the last 24 hours when Marsabit Senator Chute Mohammed asked William Ruto the rationale about the success of affordable housing. And the senator was responding on Thursday to a petition by residents of Mombasa about why government is giving land to investors. In fact, the senator asked William Ruto to explain in diagrams why government is giving land to investors to build houses. Government is giving free land, and after giving free land, the houses are built, but the houses are sold to Kenyans at the market rate. And the senator is asking how the giving of free land to investors is an intervention to lower the cost of land. That soundbite has been actually opened a Pandora box about the hidden secrets in affordable housing. The governor, the senator, is calling the affordable housing a scam. This is a UDA senator who is also a member of the Parliamentary Roads Committee. I want you to watch that soundbite, but before that, allow me to remind you that today on 4th, we are finally closing our wheelchair challenge. We are actually finishing today. So the deadline is today at midnight. We are doing 100 bob challenge towards the purchase of the wheelchair for these 5 children that are suffering autism and cerebral palsy. And I want to believe that let's just tie it up and finish up. I want to believe that, and I want to say thank you for those who, of course, those who also have been contributing. I believe that by midnight we'll be able to catch up the deficit, because I also wanted, if you've realized that those women, so much challenges, and the wheelchair is just on the children, but there's so much challenges, so we'll have to do some few transfer. Yeah, there's a problem light, and that's why I'm trying to manage it. We're also trying to do some cash transfer to them, maybe at the handover event, especially for logistics. Now, watch this video.
Honorable Speaker, this issue of affordable housing is a scam. Why am I saying it's a scam, Honorable Speaker? If you look at the government giving land for free, number one, the same government is giving tax-free building materials. Same government is giving value-added taxes free, and also transferring that land is free of charge. And how, I don't know what kind of calculation they are making. After giving free government land, which is a public land, to an individual, and then that individual builds properties at not affordable price, but at an affordable price. Commercial price. The Speaker, if you go today, Honorable Lomonen is my witness. He bought 104 square meter property in Great Wall. He bought 2 maisonettes, 2 apartments, at the cost of 3.5 million shillings. He has documents. I am his witness. And if you look at 104, you divide 3.5 million, divide by 104, you are getting that land at 34,000 shillings, 34,000 per square meter. So why should somebody tell me that after giving this land for free, this land, the price should go to 90,000 per square meter? I don't know why. Honorable Speaker, lastly, in that committee, my view was that the government has lost land to fraudsters in the name of developers. The Speaker, I'll tell you today, after 10 years, There is no land that will be left for Kenyans to use, because all the land that is supposed to be developed by the government has been taken over by fraudsters pretending to be developers. The Speaker, my view was in that committee, although I was a minority, had a minority view, was this matter should be subjected to Anti-Corruption Authority, EACC, because there is a fraud that was castigated between the developer and the county government of Mombasa. Mr. Speaker, if you go to South Sea today, Eastleigh today, if you want to do any development and you have the money, you can go to the landowner. And today, the mathematics are very simple. The landowner will be getting 30% of whatever is going to be developed on that land. And it's all everybody knows. I can show this government about 1,000 contracts that has been dealt with between a developer and the landowner. And it's very simple. You can build 100 units. If you build 100 units, 30 units will go to the landowner. But in Buxton case, Honorable Speaker, is 90, the developer gets 90% and the landowner gets 10%, simply because this land belongs to innocent Kenyans, because it's not an individual. That project, I agree. If the president can hear me, he should stop all developments purported as being affordable housing. There is nothing like affordable, Honorable Speaker. These are crooks, thieves, and calculated move of stealing from this country.
Senator Chute, I'm not comfortable with the words that you are using to describe those contractors.
Honorable Speaker, let me.
Can you use better wording on?
Honorable Speaker,
express yourself.
Yeah, Honorable Speaker, thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, why am I trying to say this? I am a businessman for the last 30 years. And I know when this deal is bad, I know. And this deal, why am I saying this deal is crooked? It's because why should it be 90 for the developer and 10 for the landowner? The landowner is a Kenyan. Is Kenyans, they are Kenyans. And Honorable Speaker, I want to support Honorable Senator for Nairobi by what he said is very important. Very, very important, Honorable Speaker. He said, we are not going to allow the same thing that has happened in Buxton to happen in any place, anywhere in this country. And the president should talk to us. We've seen something that has happened in Buxton, something unheard of. Mr. Speaker, you told me don't say theft, but something unheard of. So, Mr. Speaker, this petition, we've learned a lot from this petition.
And the Senate is brave enough to tell William Ruto, this is not it. And you know, it is not so shocking. I have been seeing a trend of, in government, that is a soundbite that William Ruto will not want to hear. Looking at how they had to choose, or rather to use all the state resources to convince Kenyans and MPs that affordable housing was a project. The Senate is asking questions that we've been asking. And I can promise President Ruto and Kenya Kwanza team that these questions will be asked even to the time, even if whatever happens, these questions will be asked. Kenyans will continue asking the questions about affordable housing. He's not the only state officer that has complained about it. I remember the Controller of Budget, while he was appearing in the Bipartisan Talks Committee, he also said that Kenyans have been asking, where are those houses? Are you sure you are going to get the houses? The Controller of Budget was telling the Bipartisan Talks Committee. So in this podcast, I want to explain to you the interpretation of the kind of courage by UDA officials and leaders allied to UDA to bravely confront William Ruto on the affordable housing. And I want to say, it is true. The first interpretation here is that those state officers do not believe, and they believe very well, that affordable housing is actually someone is benefiting, is a personal business for the leaders in this country. And its economic value to reaching affordable housing is, from the word affordable housing, is for people to afford houses. And the MPs are simply saying, and they're simply telling Kenyans that the houses, the business belongs to government and the business is a sham. That is what is showing. And with this, the second thing is that there is a trust deficit between the policy makers at State House and legislators, or the different ranks of Kenya Kwanza. The trust deficit, the problem Kenyans have had with subsequent governments, is trust deficit. It is true that when we build more houses, we are creating jobs for young people. It is very true that when we build houses, we are also, the supply chain is active and money is getting into circulation. The building materials are bought and people are getting money. It is very true. But the real thing here is, what is being sold as people getting houses? Is that there? So the trust deficit is the biggest challenge, and Kenyans are seeing that they are not even going to get those houses. And that is what I'm saying. It will take William Ruto centuries to convince us that some project, affordable housing project, is going to benefit some of these people. The other third interpretation is what I keep on repeating, and I want to say it again. The bottom-up economic model, affordable housing project, how is it a pillar of the bottom-up? Because according to what William Ruto says, is that when we build these houses, we are giving jobs to the people at the lower part of the pyramid because there are more jobs. Now, it simply shows that no one believes that bottom-up economic model. And in real sense, there is something that the political leadership is telling us. They're telling us that William Samoei Ruto and Kenya Kwanza are failing. And I will not be shocked to realize that the affordable. So the best that MPs can do for this country is to call for the audit of these investors. That will be going a long way in helping the situation. Thank you. Let's meet in the next.